Did ChatGPT write my philosophy book for me? I don't think the answer is as simple as yes or no. My name is Hal Miles, artist, musician, and author of The Always Unknown. So 2 years ago, I had a personal realization about this concept called the always unknown. So the always unknown is the space with all the knowledge which we haven't acquired. And it's always there because we can't know everything, right? So fast forward 2 years, I had a rough week with my mental health and I was going through some things. And then I decided to go for a walk in the morning. And the thought just came back to me to write a book about the always unknown. So when I went back and I was going through all my notes, I found the journal entry from September 2024. So I talked to ChatGPT about it, and ChatGPT suggested that I come up with an outline and put that outline together. And so I worked with ChatGPT to put that outline and design it, and I designed it into 7 chapters as well as an introduction. And then when I was about to write it, I realized by going through all of my conversations with ChatGPT, and it pointed it out as well, that I had been talking to ChatGPT about it for 2 years, almost every day. I had conversation after conversation after conversation. And I was about to copy and paste when I said, you know what, ChatGPT, why don't you write the introduction and each chapter one at a time and do it a certain type of way and try to keep my voice in it? And so it did. And then I went back, I read it, I edited it, I reorganized the paragraphs because the thing about ChatGPT is it organizes the paragraphs in a way that's I wouldn't write as, and to me it's kind of unnatural. I was taught to write paragraphs as 3 to 5 sentences, opening sentence, closing sentence, and then or supporting sentences. And so I reorganized it, I restructured it, I put it in my voice. And one of the cool things about ChatGPT writing the book initially for me, even though these are all my concepts, is that I got a rare opportunity to read a book that I had technically written. Whereas when you're an author and you're writing the book yourself, you tend to have an attachment to the words and you're kind of caught in it. It's the same thing with being a musician and you made a beat. You don't get to listen to and hear the beat the way that someone who didn't make it gets to hear it. And so when I'm reading this book and I'm going through it and I'm putting my voice in it and I'm editing it, I'm noticing like, wow, it really nailed all the concepts that I have been talking about over these last 2 years to ChatGPT. You have to ask yourself, hey, did I write this book or did ChatGPT write this book? But then ChatGPT didn't have any of these concepts. These concepts came from me through conversations with ChatGPT, as well as some of my friends and family over the last 2 years. I went from start to finish writing this book in about 3 days. But really, if you think about it, I have been writing this book for 2 years. It may be taboo to not write your book like that, but one thing that I can say is that watching my ideas expand so quickly and be written down in such a short time frame was nothing short of a miracle to me. The fact that I have been talking about this for 2 years, developing my stance that's written in the book, to me is just profound that we live in a day and age where we can do things like that. I know there's other people who may be interested in writing a book and talking to ChatGPT about it. They may go get ChatGPT to do it. But the thing about it is, I don't want to cut myself short by saying that ChatGPT did it when in reality, I developed and had these conversations over the course of 2 years. Really, ChatGPT just sped up the process for me so that I didn't have to spend the next 6 months writing the book. And I got the opportunity, which is impossible if you write the book, to actually read the book and be far less biased than I would have been had I wrote the book myself. And that right there shows me that we are truly in the future if we use these tools to our advantage without giving up a part of ourselves, which is our creativity. And that's the most important thing.